Sidhant Mishra now joins me on the broadcast. Sidhant, ample politicking when it comes to the UCC.
Well, that's correct. So basically, BJP has to say that it is not a new demand or it is not a new proposal that they have brought in. It is a very long pending demand, and in fact, there were three prominent demands of Sangh Parivar and BJP. One was abrogation, the other was one was the abrogation, the other was the Ram Mandir, and the third demand has always been UCC. So this is nothing but a step to fulfill that promise which was made to people of the country in 2019. And in fact, in 2019, in the election manifesto, it was written that UCC will be implemented pan-India. So this is one step which has been taken by Chief Minister of Gujarat in that direction. Now politics is being played. Congress has to say that we are fighting election on unemployment. We are fighting election on basic amenities missing in the state of Gujarat. And since BJP government has not performed in last 5 years, people of Gujarat have been deprived of the basic amenities. This is a reason that to polarize the atmosphere, all these games are being played. So this is what Congress has to say. Now, Mr. Kejriwal is saying that why you are forming a committee on the last day of the government. One of the remaining few days of the government in the last cabinet meeting. If you are sincere for this entire issue, then you should get this committee made in Madhya Pradesh, in Uttar Pradesh, in other states being ruled by BJP. So all three parties have their own version on this entire issue, but BJP is adamant, and BJP has to say that, look, today people may talk about Hindutva or getting Lakshmi Ganesha photograph on the note, but our demands have never been such. We believe in core issues of Hindutva. We believe in core issues of nationalism, and it is not something which has come as a surprise for people. Like this has been our demand from last 2 decades. So it's just a step taken forward in that direction, and nobody should have problem. So this is what BJP has to say.
All right, Sidhant, thank you so much. Let me take this across to Mr. Shehzad Poonawala of the BJP, who is also now joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Poonawala, the argument against the BJP is that right before the polls in Gujarat, there is another clamour that it has decided that should grow around the Uniform Civil Code. How do you respond?
There's never any wrong time to do the right thing. The UCC is part of the Constitution. It is the biggest instrument of gender justice and women empowerment. And we've done it in Himachal. We've done it in Uttarakhand. We are doing it in Uttar Pradesh. We are doing it in Gujarat. We've promised it in our manifesto. But the question is that why are those who were with UCC once upon a time? For example, in Goa, it was implemented. The Congress was in power. How was it secular then and communal now? The Supreme Court and the High Court has advocated for it. How can it be unconstitutional? And it was put in the Constitution, by the way, by the Congress party because most of their members were part of the Constituent Assembly. So now why would you oppose it? There's never a wrong time to do the right thing. But yes, there is a Tushtikaran ka competition between Aam Aadmi Party, MIM and Congress, and therefore they are sacrificing women's rights and empowerment at the altar of vote bank politics.
Also, Shehzad, the fact that, this is happening right ahead of Gujarat polls, like I mentioned, and the argument again is that it was done before Uttarakhand elections. It is now being done before Gujarat elections. They're calling it politicking as opposed to policy.
No, I'm just asking that when it was done in Goa, when the Congress was in power in Goa, was it politicking? When it was put in the Constitution under Article 44, was it politicking? When the Supreme Court and High Courts, including Delhi High Court, have advocated for it and they said we must have this immediately, this is something we must aspire for, were they politicking? But the question today is from Shah Banu to Shaira Banu, from Triple Talaq judgment to the maintenance judgment, who opposed it and put Sharia or vote bank above Constitution? It was the Congress. So let the Congress take a position. Are they for UCC, something that their forefathers had put in the Constitution, or are they against it? Mr. Kejriwal must also tell us he has a state in Punjab, he has a state in Delhi. Is he going to take a position on UCC in Delhi? He must give it in writing that I want UCC in Delhi. He must give it in writing I want UCC in Punjab. It's in our manifesto, we want UCC. What about him? He was talking about all kinds of suggestions on currency notes, but what is in the Constitution he is not advocating for on paper.
Shehzad, you talk about Article 44. Now this comes under the directive principles of the state policy. This is not mandatory. That's another argument that is being put forth.
No, of course it's not mandatory, and therefore the states have to take an individual decision. They have to consult their
Yes.
people. They have to make a democratic process, and that's what Gujarat is doing. They formed a committee, a panel. Therefore, that's what Himachal also did. That's what Uttarakhand did. We are taking this forward.
All right. Shehzad, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Shehzad Poonawala of the BJP there, taking all the arguments that the BJP is deciding to go ahead and bring the UCC right ahead of the Gujarat polls. That's the claim that has been made by the opposition parties. Let's see how does this proceed forward.